$250 every single week. That's exactly how much money I'm investing into this Robinhood account. This is a challenge, or really an example series that I started just a few months ago. And this account is now over $5,000, guys. So we're gonna do what I do every single week. I'm gonna go into Robinhood live. The market's still open, it's 3:15, and I'm gonna buy a bunch of stocks. Now, from this point forward, we're gonna buy things that I wanna buy. Specifically, we're going to invest into an ETF, and I'm actually going to divest out of some stocks, picks that my Discord had me pick. So at the beginning of this, I had people telling me where to spend my money. That was fun and games, but now I have $5,000. And so we're gonna start to rebalance. So I thought it'd be cool to use this video as an example of how simple rebalancing is. You've probably heard that term thrown out there a lot. It's nothing crazy, guys. Rebalancing is basically just selling out of some positions and buying into another position. It doesn't need to necessarily happen all at once, but we're going to do it all at once in this video. And before I forget, if you're new here, go ahead, hit the subscribe button, like this. If you are somebody who's interested in growing your finances, becoming wealthy, becoming a multi-millionaire, this is the channel for you. This channel is all about long-term wealth, generational wealth creation, all of it. My name is Forrest. I invest in stuff, and I think that you should too, which is exactly why you're here. All right, let's open up the app and buy some stuff. All right, so first and foremost, you can see that my account balance is right at $5,257.66. I have $313.53 of buying power. You can see I just clicked into it. $313 of buying power. Let's rebalance and get a little bit more buying power. So what we could do here, let's go find something that I don't really care for necessarily. Now, there's always a chance that whatever I sell, goes up crazily later. RTX, let's take a look at the 1-year chart for RTX. That's up, I kind of like that. TSM, I have no idea what this company is. Semiconductors, I don't really want to sell out of semiconductors, to be honest. Cintas, that's up. I want to find something that's obviously not performing well. Let's see what is down. Carvana, all right, well, definitely not a fan of Carvana, to be honest. It is in kind of this cycle, but we'll divest out of it. I don't really like Carvana overall as a company. So we're gonna sell. I'm gonna sell everything that's available. Boom. So I just made, it looks like $31.37 of credit, okay? So that went through, and I now have, $344.90 of buying power. What I wanna do from here is buy an ETF. So the next episode that I post on this channel is gonna be about exchange traded funds. I have some shares of VOO already, as well as VTI. So you can see I have 3.53 shares of VOO, right? This is the Vanguard S&P 500 ETF. So ETF, exchange traded funds, a fund is essentially a collection of a bunch of different investments. So there's somebody out there who's like, hey, I'm going to buy pieces of all this company, start my own company that does that, and then you can invest in my company. That's essentially what a fund is, right? I'll say that again, I'll say it a different way. I start a company, and in my company, I go out and buy a bunch of equity in a bunch of other companies, like Apple, Ford, Tesla, whatever. Then you invest in my company, exchange traded fund. Now, that's not exactly how they work, and we'll dive deeper into them later, but what's cool about them is that they give you exposure to a bunch of different things. So we can actually scroll down here and where it says what's in this fund, and this is a really cool thing that Robinhood does for us. So it shows you the breakdown by sector. So 32.31% is in tech, 12.62% in financial services. If we look at the top 10 holdings, we've got Apple, Microsoft, Nvidia, Amazon, Meta, Alphabet, right? So it really doesn't make sense for me if I'm gonna be deeply invested in VOO to be buying Apple outside of this, right? On the flip side, I might want to increase my exposure into Tesla since it's only 1.39%. In any case, I'm gonna hit trade, hit buy, and we're gonna do $344 right now. Swipe up. What's nice about Robinhood is that they allow you to do fractional shares. So you can see that I was able to purchase 0.682505 shares of VOO, okay? Now, if you're a new investor, this is really important because, it used to be that you had to wait to have enough to buy one share. With fractional shares, you're able to stick to that consistent motion of getting into the market, which is what I talk about in this series. It's more important to be in the market over a long term than to time the market perfectly, which is completely counter to what I do as a day trader, right? I'm a day trader. I have a whole channel called Force Trading where I day trade every day, which is all about timing the market. And that's fine. I speculate to generate income. There's tons of ways that you could generate income in life. You could start a business, right? That business could be all types of different businesses, right? You could be a high-paid employee to generate income, right? You could be a W-2 worker, you could be a plumber, you could be in sales, you could be a software engineer, you could be a hairdresser at a salon, whatever it is, right? So however you generate income, it's a completely different category. And a lot of people like to argue and fight with me about, well, this is better than investing. Look, however you generate your income, you're going to need to put it somewhere. I personally, because I was able to work in a brokerage and I look at stats and I understand the human nature, especially as a day trader, I know that most people, especially the people who like to make those arguments, are often broke, and they aren't the people who have millions of dollars in the bank. And if you look at the types of people who have millions, not a million, but millions of dollars in the bank, all of them just do something consistently over a prolonged amount of time, right? They do one thing and they do it well on a consistent basis forever. And that's just life. There's always some argument about, well, what if you were a robot with perfect timing, and what if this? But if you're watching this, that's not you. I promise you, that's not you. You want to be watching this. You would be rich off doing somewhere else. You want to be on YouTube, looking up videos how to invest. Would you? Right? So I'll digress and stop preaching in that regard. But here you can see I spent all my money. Now let's go and look at my total holdings. So VOO, I now have 4.21 shares, okay, with a market value of $2,123. Now, right here it says portfolio diversity. So out of all the shares I hold in Robinhood, this is 40.37% of all of the stuff I have in my Robinhood portfolio. But because it's VOO, again, when I scroll down, it actually gives me exposure to all of these things. So if I go to, let's go to the top 10 holdings again. 3.69% of this is Amazon. So I could go in, maybe I want to buy some, Amazon, which is AMZN. Whoops, AMZN. Right? And maybe I want to rebalance or get more exposure to Amazon. I'm not going to do that though, because it's already in VOO. So I don't necessarily need to diversify my portfolio, because the ETF, this fund, is doing that diversification for me. Now, I might want to diversify into a different type of fund. So this is a Vanguard Total Stock Market ETF. VOO, it was the S&P 500 ETF, slight difference. Total Stock Market S&P 500. So the S&P 500 is the 500 of the biggest companies in America, right? Give or take some, and you can see what is in the S&P 500 at any given time with a quick Google search. Total Stock Market Fund, very different. That's going to include all the small companies, crappy companies, the really good companies, right? It's a different type of diversification, but instead of having to go and buy one share of every single company, you could just buy one share of the Vanguard Total Stock Market ETF. So that's it for this video, guys. Again, this account started at zero. So I'm going to implore you, if you're somebody who has done nothing, if you saw the first episode of this series and you're like, I don't see what the point is of investing $250 every week, I'm already at $5,000, okay? And I'm gonna keep doing this until this account is at $100,000. That's my goal. I was gonna do like a shorter series, like 10K or something, but I'm just gonna let it run all the way up to 100K. It's gonna take, a year, a few years, and we'll have some fun with it as, there's more and more capital here. What's cool for me is, as a day trader, somebody who has a business, all this other stuff, this is just extra money now. And when I have this 100K, I can do whatever I want with it. It's just $100,000 that I took out of money that I'm just gonna not spend on, having fun or something else. And now I'm doing a YouTube series on it, right? So whatever the number is in your life that you can do every single week, start today. It doesn't have to be perfect, it doesn't have to be optimal. That's why this series specifically is not about doing perfect investing or even optimal. We're going to optimize it as we go along, because I want to show what that looks like, how we can improve our investing experience instead of being gate-kept by having to be perfect and know everything up front, right? It's super important. Most people that I talk to are like, man, I don't want to buy the wrong thing, or what if I get the wrong shares, or blah, 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 blah. And it's like, look, I get that you're going to make mistakes. The market goes up and down, but I want to show you through consistent action exactly what you can achieve through consistent action. Subscribe, hit the notification bell. See you in the next video. Peace.